From the Supreme Court of the Philippines, here's the latest.
By a unanimous 13-0 vote, the Supreme Court has denied with finality the motion for reconsideration filed by the House of Representatives, which sought to reverse the court's July 25, 2025 decision that declared the articles of impeachment against Vice President Sara Z. Duterte unconstitutional. It affirmed that the fourth impeachment complaint transmitted to the Senate on February 5, 2025 was already barred by Article 11, Section 3, Subsection 5 of the Constitution. The SC clarified that the first three impeachment complaints filed in accordance with the first mode of initiating an impeachment were not placed in the order of business within the required 10 session days and not referred to the Committee on Justice within 3 session days as mandated by the Constitution. The court said that session days for purposes of impeachment means a calendar day when the House of Representatives holds a session, not a legislative session day that could last several calendar days. This failure to comply with the constitutional period means the one-year bar rule has been triggered, which prohibited the filing of the fourth impeachment complaint signed by more than one-third of the House members, which was later transmitted to the Senate. Reiterating the Gutierrez versus House of Representatives ruling, the court said an impeachment complaint is also deemed initiated to trigger the one-year bar rule if a properly verified and endorsed complaint is referred to the Committee on Justice. A third trigger is if no articles of impeachment are transmitted to the Senate before the House of Representatives adjourns for the next Congress. While affirming the power of the House of Representatives to promulgate its own rules on impeachment, the court, however, clarified that the second mode of filing an impeachment complaint through more than one-third of the House members is sufficient for transmittal to the Senate, but may optionally be referred to the House Committee on Justice only to check compliance with the requirements. Finally, the court emphasized that the resolution is immediately executory and no further pleadings will be allowed.
What we can do is meet with them. Congress, House of Representatives.
Okay.
Pag-usapan lang yung issue pag-usapan namin yan. Kasi, ang nakikita ko na outright solution dito, which could not be called outright, palitan na natin konstitusyon. Baguhin na natin. Pagka ganyan, pagkatapos, marahil yung Constituent Assembly makakagalaw dyan or maghihintay tayo decades. Bakit? Kailangan ma-retire na muna itong mga Supreme Court Justices na to para magbago kaisipan kasi unanimous, wala man lang dissenting opinion, wala man lang opinion otherwise na meron sinabi na ganito kaya ako bumoto, explanation, wala man lang eh. So nakakapagtaka baka nga it will take years mga retirement bago tayo sana makakilos at mailagay natin uli sa lugar sa konstitusyon. Kung hindi nila ako ayoko ng CONCON, ayoko ng Constituent Assembly, pero pag gaganyan ang usapan, payag na ako. Hindi lang yun, baka madamay na yung economy pagka ganyan. At saka siguro merong isang provision sa Constitution na nagbibigay ng power sa Supreme Court na i-review lahat I will not push, I will support. Sapagkat kung ang Supreme Court pwedeng galawin ng Constitution, dapat galawin na namin sapat kami ang empowered to do so. Di ba? Yun ang punto ko. My thinking would be they have a different agenda. It's not a different thinking or what. Ibang tumbok nila, iba ang focus nila. Siguro. Kaya ganun ang nangyari. Or hindi nila pinansin yun. Or hindi nila gawa. Dahil baka ibang style sa sa Supreme Court Baka pag nag-meeting sila, nag-unbank sila, tapos tumigil sila, adjourn na sa kanila yun. Wala sila nung suspend until tomorrow o suspend until next week. Wala silang ganun, siguro.
Sir, yung nabanggit nyo lang po baka may agenda yung Supreme Court. May mga nagsasabi kasi na baka ang goal nila is hindi rin sila ma-impeach. Kaya pinahirap nila yung process. Ganun po ba yung nakikita nyo ring dahilan?
Well, mahirap magbintang pero that's a possibility. And I've heard that from other people. Parang gano'n. Humirap ang pag-i-impeach only because there was a question, the petition sa Supreme Court about the constitutionality of the impeachment ni Vice President Sara Duterte. Di ba? Dapat nun right then and there nasabi na kagad eh. Pero yung ginamit kasi ng mga dahilan, yung mga dinamit na dahilan, hindi pwede. For example, yung adjournment, hindi naman eh. Pangalawa, hindi raw yun yung first, hindi, yun yung first na in-approve eh. Lahat ng final, hindi pa pwedeng pag final eh, yun na. Otherwise, wala ka na mai-impeach. Kasi ang gagawin ng kahit sino, magpa-file ng impeachment ng walang kakwenta-kwenta, basurang impeachment, siguradong walang mangyayari. Hindi na pa pwedeng entertain yung pangalawa, pangatlo, pang-apat na impeachment. Dahil doon sa sinasabi nilang yun. Di ba? So, bakit hindi mag-iisip ang tao na meron silang ibang agenda other than just really deciding on whether that particular amendment, particular impeachment is constitutional or not? Napakadaming dahilan na mali. O yung sa inyo, sa ABS, ni-report nyo raw. Di ba? Nasa decision. Imagine, it finds itself in the decision of the Supreme Court a wrong press release, a wrong press report, at ginawa pa kayong mali ang ABS. Di ba? I can't imagine. Wow, ibang klase. And now, they did not correct all these things in this decision. Pati yung, ako talagang very critical ako doon sa kinasabing adjournment eh. Di naman kami nag-adjourn eh. Wala namang adjournment CNDA eh. Iba yun eh. Suporta ako doon ako sa sinasabing impeachment should not be abused. Suportado ako doon. Pero hindi. Power should not be abused. Sabi ko nga, legislative overreach eh. Wala naman silang karapatang baguhin ang konstitusyon eh. Di mga batas namin na ginagawa, may karapatan sila guluhin or guluhin sa deklarang constitutional or may correction na gusto silang sabihin. Okay, pero konstitusyon, hindi tama yun.
By redefining what constitutes the initiation of impeachment and by converting legislative inaction into a constitutionally operative act, the court has crossed from interpretation into legislation. It is judicial legislation, well-intentioned perhaps, but constitutionally infirm, because it straitjackets a co-equal branch through judicial overreach. The Supreme Court has not merely reviewed the House's compliance with clear constitutional commands, it has rewritten the operating manual for impeachment initiation. It has supplied new rules, new timelines, and new consequences that are nowhere found in the text. The effect is to discipline the procedure that the Constitution left for Congress to decide. This sets a very dangerous precedent that weakens separation of powers by transforming impeachment from a political safeguard into a judicially managed process, contrary to the design and spirit of the Constitution.
I'll start by saying that the resolution of the Supreme Court did not absolve the Vice President of any wrongdoing. In fact, in a paragraph there somewhere at the beginning of the resolution, the Supreme Court said that they underscored that the July 25, 2025 decision did not absolve the Vice President and that the grounds raised in the articles of impeachment may again be raised in future impeachment complaints. So wag po natin isipin na walang sala o walang ginawang masama ang ating Vice President. Now, what is all of this about? It was really a resolution that was based on technicality, meaning the resolution delved into what what is meant by the term session days. Mahaba po, 50 pages po ang resolution. But it was really about how we should understand what session days means. And for the Supreme Court, ang sabi nila, a session day is when a day is a calendar day when there is a Congress session. Now, for members of Congress, for the House of Representatives, a session day is actually interpreted as one that starts and ends upon adjournment of the proceedings. So that is one session day. And that has long been the definition of a session day. So doon tayo medyo magkakatalo. But then again, I want to say that as a lawyer, as an officer of the court, and as a responsible member of the House of Representatives, we will listen to what the Supreme Court says. We read the decision and the resolution, and we will try to harmonize what we have now and what we read in the resolution of the Supreme Court. I also want to say that when we did our proceedings last year, the impeachment proceedings, we followed the rules that were existing at that time. Meaning, we followed the Constitution, we followed the rules of the House, we followed the Francisco case and the Gutierrez case of the Supreme Court, and that is why we had that impeachment complaint filed by 1/3 or more than 1/3 of Congress then. So, ayun po, we will try to harmonize the resolution with the existing rules of Congress. Now, going to your next question, which is about how the impeachment proceedings from now on will move, or the impeachment of the president. Well, I believe that the resolution has no effect on the impeachment of the president. First, the president is sought to be impeached by two groups by the filing of complaints, and these were endorsed. And these complaints have now been referred to the Committee on Justice. So iba po yung proseso naman nito. This is under the first mode of impeachment, whereas the impeachment last year of the Vice President is under the second mode of impeachment. So wala naman pong mababago doon.
Yes. Unang pasalamat ko sa Diyos, sa Ginoo ra na tanan, saka na po na tanan sa Ginoo. Pangalawang pasalamat ko ay sa mga abogado na nagtulong-tulong para questionin yung pag-abuso ng proseso ng impeachment ng House of Representatives. At pangatlo ay yung pasalamat ko sa lahat ng mga kababayan na patuloy na naniniwala at nagtitiwala sa akin.
Ma'am, alam ba ni former president na nanalo ka sa kaso mo?
Hindi ko binabanggit sa kanya yung mga tabahin sa kuwa ba?
Okay.
Hindi ko binabanggit sa kanya na may nag-file ng isang impeachment, second impeachment, third impeachment. Nabanggit ko isang beses, kaso hindi ko lang alam kung naintindihan niya na kaparte yun sa impeachment, questioning the impeachment. Kasi isa siya sa mga abogado doon. Maalala niyo, isa si President Duterte sa mga pumirma doon sa petition na sa Supreme Court. Noon, matagal na yun, nabanggit ko. At kanina hindi ko na binanggit sa kanya yung denial ng motion for reconsideration doon sa kaso dahil ayoko na pag-usapan yung impeachment.
Okay.
Mas mabuting pag-usapan na yung mga ibang bagay na mas may relevance sa buhay natin at sa bayan kesa yung sa impeachment.